Hello, what is up? It is your girl Kania, and it is 8:36 p.m. and that means it's time to get stoned. Now, if you are watching me live, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome. I'm just doing a couple of things to uh get my get everything set up here. All right, we got that going. And I'm super excited for this session today. Close this because I've been preparing to get stoned with you guys for a minute. I love working with chakras and gemstones and doing this kind of holistic healing work. And so putting this together has been a pleasure. I'm a little nervous, which is funny because I'm like, you know this. Oh my God, you've been like working with this stuff for so long. But it is what it is. And I need to pull open my Facebook piece of this real quick. I'm going to put this on silent just in case there's some feedback. And then we're going to get into business. So I'm going to throw the screen share back on, just let you know that I'm here. And then we'll get started in just a moment. I need that. I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. There we go. All right, cool. So we're good to go. All right, well, welcome to Get Stoned. My name is Kania Kennedy, and I am your hostess and your instructor for the evening. Today, we are going to be I'm doing an introduction to healing crystals and gemstones and kind of how all of that works inside of a holistic healing modality or holistic living and healing lifestyle. And the intention is at the end of this session, you're going to have a better idea of what crystals and gemstones do and how they work to help facilitate your healing. Right? Most of this is going to be done as a slide presentation, so you won't be looking at me, but it's going to be awesome, and I'm super excited. All right, get stoned. Presenting to everyone. All right, cool beans. So who I am. So my name is Kania Kennedy. I am a medicine woman. I am a certified professional coach. I'm an ordained minister, and I'm a goddess theme practitioner, amongst many other things. I'm an author. You guys, I'm a business owner. My company, Diva Dance, I started 12 years ago, was all around making fitness fun and sexy and helping women tap into the divine feminine. So there were all these different things that I've been doing for almost the last 20 years. I started off as an aerobics instructor. I'll bring this back for this part. So I started off in 1997, 98, becoming a certified aerobics instructor. Now, before that, I was in college, and I actually graduated with my degree in electrical and computer engineering from Duke University. Yes, I'm an engineer. I'm a total nerd and proud of it, probably the sexiest nerd you may ever meet. But I was clear that engineering was not the life path for me. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, and I ended up becoming an aerobics instructor just because I knew that I wanted to work out and stay fit. And being that I'm not a gym rat, I needed something to take me to the gym. And so when I was at the gym, and I saw this flyer to become a certified aerobics instructor, and that you got a gym membership, and I'm like, well, I get paid, I'd be at the gym, I get fit. Like, this is a no-brainer. And so I enrolled in the program. Little did I know what that would turn into. I've always had an interest in being healthy and well. And after losing my mother to complications from multiple sclerosis when I was a sophomore in college, I was really clear that there are real limits to what modern medicine can do. And I was interested in, like, how do you live well? I also got very clear that life is too short to spend doing something you hate. One of the things my mother imparted upon me before she passed, and because I was her main caregiver all through my high school years. And so I had a chance to get to know her a lot better than most people would at that age, right? You know, I'm going to put my headset on, so I'm going to do that. I don't minimize any kind of weird sound. Get that done. All right, cool. So I knew that you needed to, I wanted to live a life I love, but I didn't know what that meant. And so I was on the beginning of that journey, got that degree, handed it to my dad, and kept it moving. And because I got into fitness and then as a aerobics instructor and then became a personal trainer, I was already into like beauty and whatnot as a model. And then I also did beauty pageants, and I just love this stuff anyway, like skincare, beauty, and makeup. It's fun. I like it. But I didn't get the idea of holistic wellness. I do remember being in college and going to an event on campus where they had a massage therapist. And I just fell in love with massage. I was like, oh my God, this is heaven. And little did I know that that's a really wonderful healing modality. I just thought it was relaxing and it felt good. So my journey went from fitness instructor to personal trainer. And then I got into holistic health and awareness as I was working as an event planner, and I planned a complementary and alternative medicine event. And as I was planning this event and learning more about the people who were participating, I was like, this is amazing. And I became very intrigued, but on a personal level. So most of the things that I'm doing with you all, I've done myself first, and then I've gotten into it professionally. I got into the world of detoxification and herbs when I moved to Chicago. So I started my dance and fitness company, Diva Dance, teaching exotic dance for fun and fitness in 2006. I moved to Chicago in 2007, 2008. Timelines, I'm getting older, but it all works, right? All that meant, and then I met this fabulous diva who had me do a raw food detox. And this was like a 5-week program. And we took these herbs and things like hydrated bentonite and chlorophyll. And I'm like, what is all this? I'm interested in it, but it really even moved my path even further. I got into coaching because I got clear that there's a mental aspect to wellness. You know, people want to get fit, but there's some mental blockages. So I became a certified coach. And as I got into that side of it, I got that there were limits even what you can do with just your mind and body, because there are things that'll go on in our bodies that don't make any sense based on things you can see or even things you can say. And that was my latest wellness challenge. When I moved down here to Atlanta after leaving Chicago, we began having these weird wellness challenges, and no one could tell me what it was. According to the doctors, my numbers looked great and there was nothing wrong with me. But the way my skin, my body, my mood, everything felt, I knew something was wrong. I ended up going really deep into alternative wellness to the point where when I was seeing my naturopath, you know, she's like, there's nothing here physically. Do you mind if we move into another realm? That was the spiritual realm. And I'm like, well, okay. At that point, I didn't really get what that would have to do with it. But she says, hey, let's just try it out. And she let me know that my illness was not so much physical, not so much mental, not even spiritual, but it was emotional in nature. And it was my body out picturing all this emotional turmoil that was inside. And so for all of my fitness classes and affirmations and goal setting and all these great things I was doing, there was still something wrong. And so that kind of became the journey and how I ended up here inside of holistic health and awareness. All right. So a little bit about me. I guess it's been about a 20-year journey. This aspect of it, you'll see when we get into the crystals, it has a lot to do with your feelings, your emotion, your mental state. And it's really powerful work. And I got into that because I was determined to get myself back to homeostasis. I'm going to feel good and whatever that takes. And so it's been a wonderful journey. And I'm super excited to share that with you guys today. All right. So back to our presentation. Where are you, presentation? There it is. All right. All right, cool. So couple of things I have going on. The fertility family. I'm actually planning on having my first child as a solo parent, and so I needed to know everything there was to know about fertility and holistic health. And so I met the author of this text, Dr. Jaleesa. You see her in the first little bubble over there, and she's a beautiful diva. Her book is awesome, and so we do this weekly call, and where I provide lots of great information. So if that's something you might be interested in, you can go to fertilityfam.com. Great information. All right. Another cool thing to let you guys know about, if you like, I want to know more about what you're doing, Kania, is I've got a retreat coming up in Arizona, July 27th to the 29th. And it's all about for people, if you know, find yourself kind of stuck on this journey to wellness and you're like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm doing a lot of things, but I'm not making progress. This will be a great event for you. If you want to know more about this kind of work and you want to learn on site, and one of the great things about Arizona, it's a home to a lot of energy vortexes. And so that's part of what we'll experience at that event. If you've been at all overwhelmed by the world of holistic health and awareness, because there's a lot of stuff to choose from here, this will be a great event for you as well. If you want some guidance on where to go next in this kind of work, myself and the other practitioner who's hosting this, Alizeti, again, we're old heads. And so providing guidance is a lot of what we do. And if you would like a nice, easy plan to help you reach your emotional wellness or spiritual goals, this would be a great event for you. So come check that out. You can register online at mygoddessretreat.com. As you can see down there, where's my little pointer? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So mygoddessretreat.com. All right. All right, cool. Enough about that. Although there's so many things that are going on. I could go on, but you're not here for that. You are here to find out about stones, right? And I'm here to tell you about them. So we're going to talk for about 30 minutes about chakras, auras, crystals. I'll share like how you can move forward with that. And then we're going to open the floor for question and answers. Okay? All right. So what are crystals? All right, get your notebooks out. We're getting ready to get started with the learning part of this, y'all. I don't know why I had a country voice there, but it is what it is. All right. So crystals are formed from the earth, okay? And they come from all kinds of different aspects. Some will be underground. Most of them are in the ground or underground, but they can be formed a lot of different ways. Okay. Anything from diamonds are crystals and have wonderful healing properties, to just rocks you might find, in the park. Everything vibrates at different frequency and it can provide something to you. Some are created by pressure, think like diamonds. Some kind of created because of different things coming together and interacting, like chemical reactions. Others are even created by like the dripping liquids in underground caverns and caves. They're all different types of crystals and gemstones. And the way they're really classified is through their internal geometric shape. So you could see something that different colors, but the internal structure of them will be the same. So for example, there's a million types of jaspers. There's two of them we'll talk about today, but there's picture jasper, there's rainforest jasper, there's leopard jasper. I mean, just jaspers for days. And each is nuanced. There are very lot of similarities, but they're nuanced, okay? The different kind of shapes that you look for internally, your basic geometric shapes, triangles, squares, hexagons, things like that. That part of this is not what we're going to talk a lot about, because although it's really interesting, it's not going to help you heal. And if you want to find out more, I can certainly direct you in some places to go deep, deep into crystals. But the question you probably want to know is, how do these things work? Okay. Well, one of the things crystals do is they can either absorb, focus, conserve, or emit energy. Depending on what kind of crystal it is, it may do different things. Okay. But it helps work with your inner healer. And when I say inner healer, I mean essentially God, the divine. I promise that there's no rock or even a herb or anything that's really going to heal you. Healing comes from within. But what we do is we create a situation for the body to begin to resonate at its highest frequency again. When we get sick, we begin to vibrate off. And then that can manifest into different types of things, okay? Crystals use color, vibration, and all sorts of things to align with very subtle energy fields known as like your chakras and your auras. And we'll go look more into that. But they're really good for helping to uncover the psychosomatic causes of dis-ease. Now, dis-ease is distinct from disease. You may hear people in the woo-woo world, I say this a lot, but they are. So dis-ease here is, we mean like that beginning stage of just feeling kind of uncomfortable in your body. When you feel a little off, you're like, something's off. That's when you're in dis-ease. If it's left unchecked, it can manifest into disease, right? And that's more of a physical manifestation of it, whether that looks like inflammation in the body, hives, being diagnosed with something like cancer, all sorts of things become disease. But I promise, started with dis-ease. But we're often trained not to acknowledge our dis-ease, and we're taught to normalize it and think that it's the way it should be. Okay? But no, we're supposed to feel great and vital and happy and joyful, and like with joy and ease. That's what's normal. So that's not where you are. Consider you're in dis-ease. And then crystals really use the mind to heal. Some people will tell you that it's all side, all like mental. It's like a placebo effect. Here's the thing: placebos are real. So if you believe that crystals will work. And even if you don't believe crystals will work, crystals will work. But people who believe, oh my gosh, you'll have a lot easier time getting the benefits of this if you actually believe it's going to make a difference for you. So what are they good for? Well, crystals are good for a number of things. One of which is our physical, mental, and emotional wellness challenges. While I said that they help with dis-ease, they can help with disease. They can help you heal and recover from challenges. And we'll talk more about that. But they're really awesome, I promise, in the world of mental and emotional challenges, and sometimes even spiritual challenges. And what I mean by that is if you're under like a psychic attack or people are coming for you, crystals can help protect you and help dispel that kind of thing. But they're really good to help bring up emotions and memories that a lot of times are suppressed, that are causing disease or dis-ease. So they're wonderful for that. And when I deal or work with people, sometimes in coaching, this is one of the things I'll recommend to them, because it'll help your process move a lot faster when you're getting energetic help with things like crystals. So let's talk about some of the causes of disease. I'm going to kind of run through these real quick. When I go in my Wellness Basics seminar, that's something that we go in depth about, but you want to join my inner circle to get information about that, and I'll share about that later. But you can get, your immune system can be damaged, which leaves you prone and open to disease. If you get shocked or attacked, whether that be physical or mental or emotional, or like I said, psychic, that can cause dis-ease, cause you to just kind of feel off. Any kind of stress or tension, you're not getting enough rest, that'll again begin to make you off. If you're dealing with negative attitudes, or you have these suppressed emotions, and particularly the nasty ones that'll come for you, I promise, are guilt and grief and shame and anger. Those things, when they're not expressed and processed, will get into you on the genetic and cellular level and cause a whole bunch of drama. We could talk about transgenerational trauma as it's shown up in the scientific community, but we've known that in the spiritual community for years, okay? Emotional exhaustion. When you're under a lot of pressure, and even when it's over, if you don't take time to properly reset and recharge, you're gonna leave yourself open to disease because you can get depleted, okay? And then any kind of anxiety or fear, particularly if it's ongoing, which falls in the world of stress, but if you're someone who's has a lot of anxiety in general, well, you're already in a diseased state, but it can certainly progress into deeper and deeper challenges. So let's talk about the aura system, because I've already mentioned it. All right. So the aura are these energetic fields that move around your body, and they're in layers and they come in colors. This is not representative of the size of it, but I just wanted you to kind of see what it looked like, right? There are different aspects to it. We're not going to go real deep into that. That's a whole other kind of seminar. But your etheric body here has to do with things in the physical realm. It's the closest to your physical body, right? It's about how things touch, how they feel. This definitely impacts whether or not you're having a healthy body. The emotional body is the orange one, okay? And this has to also deal with the physical world, but it's where a lot of your emotional baggage can get stagnant. So if someone was doing an aura reading on you, they might see some gunk in that aspect of the auric field. There's the mental body, that's the yellow, and it's also in the physical realm, but it has to do with how you think, your rational thoughts, these mental concepts, even like your intellect. We move on to the green. This is the astral body. So this is moving away from the physical, okay? And it's all about helping things merge together. So you'll see that the other three auric bodies tend to be in the spiritual realm, while the first three are in the physical realm. And the astral realm, right, is where it all comes together. And when we talk about the chakra system, you'll see how it all begins to make sense because these aura fields correlate to your chakras. It's actually how what happens in your aura and in this energetic body begins to impact the physical body. Okay. Then there's the causal field, which I'm sorry, we didn't do spiritual body, my bad. That's like a light blue or turquoise, and it's about your divine will, and it kind of begins to set the tone for this spiritual level. The causal body, which is a nice deep blue, it's about how the spirit world experiences your life and you in it. So it's this kind of aspect and relationship to the spirit realm. The Catholic body, which is the purple, is your link to divine mind, your higher truth, and your super consciousness. All right. So they radiate away from your body, but actually much bigger. You're talking these at least maybe up to a couple feet. And people who can see auras, almost anyone can see an aura, but you got to be willing to do the work to see an aura. But people who are gifted with that, they can see it and they'll look at you and they can kind of see. And then there are ways to get aura photography, where you'll get a chance to kind of see what's going on around you in your auric field. That's something, again, if you're interested in knowing more about it, let me know. All right. Then, but let's talk about how when these are blocked or when these are congested, it leads the way to subtle disease, which, as I said, is a gateway into physical disease. So let's talk chakras real quick, all right? A lot of times chakras are ascribed to the Indian tradition and Hinduism, but there's actually a huge history of chakras that predates that actually into ancient Kemet and ancient Kemetic spirituality, which was taken to India with things like yoga. But that knowledge has been lost over time. And so we think, oh, this all comes out of India, and that's fine because, hey, it was spread there, and the question, you should be really happy about is that that information wasn't lost. All right. And what we know is that the chakras, there's 7 main chakras that you usually will hear about, but you'll notice I've got some other colors here on my little dude, right? Because you've got more chakras than that. Okay. All right, great. So let's talk about what they are. So the root chakra down here, it's the one that's red in color. All right. And then there's the sacral chakra, orange. It's right beneath your belly button and right over the pubic bone, okay? Think about your reproductive organs, that area. Your solar plexus, right here, right underneath your chest, where your diaphragm is above your belly button, your core, as we often call it. Then there's your heart chakra, all right? Right in the center of the chest, where your heart is. Color is green, obviously. We're going to jump over that one. We'll get back to this, baby cakes, but this is your throat chakra, right at the base of where your collarbone and your sternum meet. We've got the third eye or the brow chakra, right between your eyebrows, and then, yeah, your crown chakra at the top of your head. This is what we call indigo, a deep, deep, deep blue versus violet, that purple. And sometimes people kind of get them confused, but there is a distinction in those two. Then these bonus chakras, okay? The higher heart right here, it's over the thymus gland. The color is going to be a light, light blue or a pink. If you'll see that. Then there's the earth chakra, which is beneath your feet. There's a couple of them, but down here, the earth chakra. And then there are the higher crown chakras. And there's a number of these. I'm going to keep this pretty simple. So we're going to leave it here, but trust, you can go so much deeper into the chakra system, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So I would say start with the 7 main, and then we can move into the other systems. All right. So one of the things I mentioned is that your chakras are tied to your glandular system. And your glandular system plays a huge role in your health and your well-being. Okay. It's tied to your emotions, it's tied to your metabolic function, it's tied to your hormonal balance. So the fact that your chakras are tied to your glands, which are tied to your auric field, which operates on an energetic level, and think that crystals operate at an energetic level, you begin to see how this all plays together. Okay. So the glands we'll be looking at mostly are going to be your reproductive glands down here, the testes and the ovaries. You get your pancreas, your adrenals, which sit right on top of your kidneys, your thymus, your thyroid, the pituitary, and the pineal. Right? So glands are a communication system for your body. Okay. And when your glands are out of balance, I promise you, your health is out of balance. It's where you begin to feel, like I said, off. So there are many ways for us to begin to get access to how to use crystals and gemstones, but one of them can simply be finding out what might be going on glandulally. If your doctor has told you you've got issues with different glands, that can let you know, oh, these are some crystals that I can be working with. So this is just a little chart, a quick reference chart, all right, for our chakras. Your crown chakra, remember, violet in color, top of the head. That's related to your pineal gland. The third eye, a nice deep blue at your forehead. That's your pituitary gland. The throat chakra, light blue, is between the collarbone and larynx. That's your thyroid. The heart, the higher heart's not pictured here, but it's between these two. That's related to the thymus gland, soft pink, right? Then there's the heart chakra, also related to the thymus. And you'll notice that the higher heart's also related to your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is very related to your circulatory system, and that it runs alongside those veins and it helps clear out waste from the body. And if we were to get into the work around the heart and what it means when you're having heart issues, or even if you're having lymphatic issues, we could go so deep. But that's not what today's class is about. So we're going to move around. Your solar plexus, right down here between the rib cage and the navel. The pancreas, the sacral chakra, related to your pancreas. I'm sorry. This is related to the pancreas. Your sacral chakra, related to your adrenals, your spleen, and then your root chakra, related to your reproductive glands or your testes and your ovaries. All right? So now we've got clear about the chakras, the colors. As we move through our stones, we begin to see how all these operate. But what's important to know is that stones aren't as absolute as chakras, and that many stones have different effects on different chakras. Sometimes they can activate them, sometimes they can balance them, sometimes they can calm them. So you'll see that some of our stones cross chakras even though they're a certain color, and that's why this is such an interesting healing modality, because it can be complex. All right, so red jasper. So it's typically related to the root chakra, but really great about this is that it has an impact on the sacral and the solar plexus as well. In terms of organs, your liver, bile ducts, your testicles, your ovaries, your circulatory system, your reproductive system, and then they're great for energizing you, can help ground you, protect you, and calm you. What's really great about the red jasper is it helps prevent the absorption of negative energy. So if you're in a space where there's a lot of negative energy, it's going to protect you from that. Again, your root chakra is all about survival. And so negative energy, of course, isn't for your highest, best, and good. So it allows you to be in a space, but not necessarily take it on. So if you know you're going to go somewhere where there's some bad juju, red jasper is something that's good to carry with you, wear on your body, and it's good for it to touch your skin if at all possible. All righty. We're going to move on to some orange carnelian. Now, orange carnelian, primarily associated with your sacral chakra, but as you can see, it has some impact on the root. And what's good about orange carnelian, it varies between an orange and a red. So it kind of makes sense that it would hit both chakras. Your kidneys, this plays a great role for your kidneys as well as your adrenals. Remember, your adrenals sit right on top of your kidneys. It impacts your metabolic, reproductive systems, and it's good for the world of creating, for your fertility, for being assertive, bringing abundance in, sensuality, sexuality, and pleasure. This is a great stone if you find your energy low and you need to be energized and to get up and get at them. It's great. Inside of your workplace, if you work in any sort of a creative capacity, orange carnelian is a wonderful stone to have at your desk, again, to wear on your body, because it's going to help generate creativity. It's not just about creating life. Creativity is just an energy. And so your sacral chakra, if it's shut down or blocked, you may have some trouble inside of creativity. Or writers who get writer's block and things like that. This can be a great stone to help you move through that. It helps lift depression. So, when you're dealing with some emotional trauma, many times, especially if the depression is coming as a result of some physical challenges, orange carnelian is a great stone to help lift depression. It helps you attract abundance. So if you want some abundance, you want to get with this orange carnelian. Again, placing it on your sacral, your root chakra, is one great way to use this stone for your highest, best, and good. All right, yellow jasper. This is great for the solar plexus. It impacts your stomach, your large intestines, your medulla oblongata. Is like, what? Yeah, it goes all the way up to the brain, even though it's down here in the solar plexus. It also impacts your thymus and your pancreas, okay? Yellow, this is the color of intellect. It has to do sometimes with your will, your personal power, your digestive system, your emotional system. All of this is tied to your solar plexus, and so your yellow jasper can have an impact on that. It's a detoxifying stone. It energizes. Again, it's very uplifting, and it's sustaining. When I talk about your will, this is like your core, your diaphragm, your solar plexus. So right underneath the chest, under the rib cage, but above the belly button. And think about when we talk about building your core and working out, this is an area where you want to get that 6 or that 8 pack. Then when that's really strong, you're going to be stable. All right. This is a great stone for helping to soothe emotions, release emotional blockage. And if you've got any kind of emotional baggage hanging around your solar plexus chakra, one way to tell, go right underneath your rib cage where the sternum ends, and just kind of push it. If you feel any sort of tension or discomfort or a little pain, guess what? There's some emotional stuff that you need to let go of. There's nothing bad or wrong. It's just something to know. Green aventurine. This is all for your heart chakra. It also, however, has an impact on your lungs, your sinuses, and your eyes. The glands, your thymus, as well as your adrenal glands. Okay. It impacts your mental, your mind, your nervous system, your muscular system, your urogenital system. I had to look that one up, but it has to do with things relating to your urinary as well as your genitals. So like probably your urethra, right? And then connective tissues, your ligaments, your tendons, things like that. This is a detoxifying stone, as many of these are. What I love about this collection of stones is that these are master stones. They do so much, so there's so many benefits to them. It's uplifting. It's also sustaining, but sustaining from more of an emotional standpoint. Okay, it's an all-around healer because it helps promote tranquility and emotional calm and well-being. Right? It helps protect and heal your heart. It helps you have a positive outlook on life. But what's really great about green aventurine is this helps negate environmental pollutions. Think about like from your cell phone, from televisions, from things like that. So this is a great stone if you work with computers to have at your desk to wear around your body. If you talk on your phone a lot, things like that. So this is a great stone for protecting against environmental pollution. And that green is the color of money. So yes, it helps attract prosperity and abundance. Rose quartz. This has to do with that higher heart chakra I told you about, right between the throat and the heart chakras, right there in the upper chest, right over the thymus gland. It impacts, yes, your heart, but also your lungs, your kidneys, your genitals, your liver. So it's all over the place, the thymus and the adrenal glands. And it impacts your circulatory, your lymphatic system. And I was mentioning earlier how the lymphatic system runs alongside your circulatory system. So this higher heart chakra impacts that. And if you recall, oh my goodness, I left the circulatory system off, but this also impacts the circulatory system. But this complements it with the lymphatic system, is what my point is. And your lymphatic system helps remove toxins and things from your body. And I know the word toxin can seem kind of nebulous. So I want you to think about, if you get sick, if you go to the doctor, they'll feel right around your throat to your lymph nodes that are there. And if those are swollen, it lets you know your body's fighting off an infection. So in this case, we're talking about toxins. It's things like that. It's the nasties that can impact your health and well-being. And so your lymphatic system helps with that. And the rose quartz helps support your lymphatic system. It helps enhance love. It helps you work with forgiving. It helps, again, restore the blood. This is a great stone to attract love to you, or if you're in a loving relationship that might be troubled, to help restore trust and balance and harmony. All right, this really helps us learn about unconditional love, spiritual love. So it's a wonderful stone for healing the heart and emotions. They call it the mother stone. For anyone who might be dealing with grief, and this is one of the areas that I had to really work on after losing my mom and then losing my sister. Rose quartz, really great for healing grief. Okay. Blue lace agate. This impacts your throat chakra. It's a really cooling stone, but it's a powerful stone for clear communication. So if you have a history of kind of holding things back, right, and not always saying what's there for you, you may have some blockages in your throat chakra. This helps gently dissipate those. And if there's some things that need to be brought up to the surface, it's going to help bring them up slowly so that you can then handle them and release them. It's also helpful to neutralize heat from fevers, infections, inflammation, and even anger. So it's a very cooling, calming stone. It impacts the lymphatic system. Like I said, it helps you release things that no longer serve you, the skeletal system, as well as your nervous system. And it's great for your thyroid. And you should know your thyroid has a huge impact on your metabolism. But like I said, we could do a whole different conversation about the glandular system. All right, sodalite. Sodalite, third eye chakra, the brow chakra. This is all about your thyroid as well as your pineal gland. It's a mental healer. It helps unite your logic with your intuition, which takes you to a higher level of spiritual perception. So as we move up the chakra system, now we're getting into the spiritual realm, okay? It helps with your immune system, your metabolic system. As you see, it's tied to your thyroid, which is tied to your metabolic system. It helps you release from any kind of rigid thought patterns and mental conditioning that you need to let go of, with the reprogramming of yourself. It's really good if you have any kind of phobias, if you're prone to panic attacks, because it helps you see what's really going on. Okay, it helps bring information from the divine down into your brain and into your physical body. So it's a really powerful mental healer, and it helps you find your inner truth. It helps eliminate confusion. So you're like, what should I do? Where should I go? Sodalite, powerful stone to use. And again, your throat, as well as your brow chakra. We primarily use it with that brow chakra, the third eye. And ladies, this actually helps with PMS. So it's a hot stone in your life. All right, let's talk amethyst. This is your crown chakra, the top of your head, but as you can see, it also impacts the brow and the throat. So when you're working with amethyst, you're working all in the spiritual realm, everything above that heart chakra, that heart chakra being the midpoint where you're merging the spiritual and the physical, like love combines everything. This is great for the pineal as well as the pituitary gland. That's an error, no worries. It impacts your entire endocrine system, your digestive system, your metabolic system, your nervous, like almost all your body systems. This is what I call a super stone. But what's even more powerful is that it has a huge impact on those subtle bodies, also known as your aura. It's a cleansing stone. It's a protecting stone. It is protecting in the physical realm as well as the psychic realm. So if someone's coming for you psychically or spiritually, amethyst is a wonderful protector. It's a great stone for people like me who do energetic work to help kind of shield us. Okay. It helps cleanse and harmonize your aura. So if you do get something on you, if you pick some things up, if you're an empathic person, this is a great stone to help you clear and help you cleanse and get things back into harmony. It's a master healer for your emotions and your spirit. It helps open your intuition and get your intuition and your attention focused on higher realms. And it's also a powerful pain relieving stone if you're experiencing some pain in your body. Really powerful. All right, these two stones have to do with those earth chakras. So I finished your top main seven, and I throw in that higher heart chakra because it's something that many people need right now, because love is a huge missing, and that love for the world. But these they're not necessarily bonus, but the earth chakra, until you have the top seven and then the top eight kind of opened and activated, I don't recommend doing a lot of work to activate the earth chakras. But in terms of working with these stones, smoky quartz, this is a master healing for the body as well as the earth. So if you, for example, understand the idea that the earth can hold trauma, okay? People, you can bury smoky quartz and help cleanse geographically, but it's also a master healer for your body. This is a protecting stone, okay? It's great for the heart, your muscles, your nerves, your back. It crosses over both that earth and root chakra. So that's why we want to touch on it, because it definitely has an impact on the root chakra, as does the bloodstone. This is a great antidote for stress. It helps you release what no longer serves you. It absorbs pain and disharmony. This is a great stone. I always tell people to keep one in your car, maybe carry one on your body, because it helps also protect you in the physical realm. Okay, so it's a great protecting stone, that smoky quartz. And then bloodstone, this is your bloodstone. It's also a master healer for the body. It helps you focus your attention on the physical realm and your life path. So as you begin to open the higher spiritual chakras, you also want to get more grounded in the earth, because think about people you know who may be super, super spiritual, but there's no practical application for it. So they're just meditating away and floating up in the clouds, but down here on earth, it doesn't really make a difference. So getting more in touch with the earth chakra helps you bring that divine inspiration down through your body and manifest it on the physical plane. Also, bloodstone, very powerful stone. It also helps heal your blood, any kind of blood rich organs. And it's called amphoteric, which means it can sedate or energize depending on what's needed. It's a really it's a the word is eluding me, but it's a stone that can move with ease. Okay, it's agile. There we go. We use the word agile. But what's really powerful about bloodstone is that it helps move you towards your Christ consciousness. And what we mean by that is manifesting your purpose on earth. So when you find your divine path, as you begin to do with these higher and the crown chakras, now you're going to be able to manifest that on earth. And that's a consciousness and a way of living. So I really love bloodstone. The higher crown chakras, we've got clear quartz. This bad boy, listen, it works with all your organs. If you had to only pick one stone to work with, I would tell you to get clear quartz. If for some reason you couldn't get any other kind of stones, it harmonizes all the chakras. It's the master healer for your mind and your crown chakra. It helps unite the physical body with the mind, the emotions, and the spirit. So bringing your whole body and your whole system into balance. It's an amplifying stone. So it's a powerful, powerful stone. So if you couldn't do anything else, like clear quartz and some bloodstone, and you'd probably be good to go, right? And then we have labradorite. Labradorite is also one of your higher crown, but also impacts the higher heart chakras. It has an impact on all of these organs, all of these systems. Okay, it's a master healer for your spirit. It helps ground you and ground your spiritual energy into the physical body. So it helps bring things down from the divine into through your crown chakra. These are higher crown chakras. So through that crown chakra, and it helps bring it into the body. Again, we don't want to be so spiritual that we're of no use in the earthly realm. This is a great stone as a barrier to negative thoughts. So if you find yourself having some negative self-talk, and to be negative, this is a great stone to help shield you from those energies, and to help clear up confusion, helps dispel illusion, to let you see the truth, that when you're giving yourself negative self-talk, that's the truth of who you are. So a really powerful stone. If you're doing work at that level of mental and spiritual work, very powerful stone. It helps to unite your logic and your insight. It eliminates mental confusion. And this is a great stone for group work. So if you're in any sort of a group project or things like that, bringing labradorite around, even if people don't know it's there, like put it in the corners of the room. Again, you can wear it. It's going to help facilitate that group work. So how do I use them? This, you guys, this, we could go on, but a couple of things. Elixirs. Elixirs are ways that you use stones with water. So every stone is not safe to put into water, okay? And let me pop back in here. Hey, folks, so every stone isn't safe to put into water. So if you're making an elixir, it's really easy. You'll take like a glass bowl, okay? And then you'll have a glass container. You fill that container full of water. You can put the stones in that bowl, and you can put it there. You can do the reverse. You can fill a container with water and put stones in glass, and you let it sit there. And ideally, you want to put it in the sunlight or the moonlight to let it really charge up. A great stone that's safe to put directly in the water is amethyst. Really safe to put into water. And it's a very powerful stone, amethyst water. You can also use stones in your bath. So if you're doing like a spiritual bath, or a cleansing bath, you can use stones in their bath. But again, every stone's not safe to go in the bath water. So as you begin to study stones and you go deeper into whether you work with me or you do this on your own, you'll begin to learn what's safe, what's not safe to use in what different capacities. There's things called crystal grids. Crystal grids, give me 1 second to pull my grid up for you guys. But crystal grids are ways that you can create layouts with your crystals. And they have different intentions. So the last crystal grid I just did was all around my throat chakra. It was all around communication. And where's my grid? Crystal grid. Come on. I found it, you guys. Yay. All right, we're going to pull that up. But crystal grids, you can create layouts with crystal grids with different intentions. Like I said, the one I most recently did was around my 5th chakra. So how this looked is I wrote my affirmation and what I was creating on a piece of paper, folded up and put it right here at the center. Over this was clear quartz. Remember I told you clear quartz is an amplifying stone. It's also known as an activator. Then around these points, I had blue lace agate. Yep, blue lace agate. And then around these outside points, I could have done either sodalite, but in this case, I did a stone called lapis lazuli. Okay, and I put those around here, 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 and that's a grid. You can lay out grids. Grids use sacred geometry. It's a lot of different things that go along with that. But ultimately, they're a way that you can use crystals for different purposes outside of this like physical healing. All right, but some other ways are layouts. Layouts are ways that you can actually use grids on your body and around your body to facilitate balancing, healing, and emotions. And there are millions of them, but you can use them as layouts. And of course, you can wear them. Wearing crystals is a wonderful way to use them. It's about having them touch the body, and it's a way for them to energetically bring in their vibration close to you, and you wear them. All right. So this is the time I'm going to kind of open the floor. If there are any questions, I know we got a couple of viewers. We're a little over on time. There's so much more information I want to give you guys, but if there are any questions, you can type them in the Hangout, and I can read them. If you're watching this live on Facebook, if you write in the comment section, if you scroll down past the pictures and all that, there is a comment section. If you're, so you can put them there. You can always text me or message me the questions. And that's a great way. I didn't always, so in terms of that, I should have told you guys at the beginning, my apologies, so that you would know how to get your questions to me. But if you are near your phone or a device where you can send them, you can message me. You can m.me/Kania Kennedy using Facebook Messenger. Shoot those to me. So I'll be on the lookout for those as I'm moving through the rest of the presentation. So if I see some questions pop up, I will be sure to answer those. I do invite you to join me in my inner circle. This is a free membership group, but what's great about it is where I will be doing more classes, more teaching, and you'll get kind of the first alert about those things. You can go to adivamedicinewoman.com/inner circle to find out about that. And if you are interested in learning more about the stones, this is going to be a series. And in this series, I will go in depth about each stone, right? It will go into grids about how we make elixirs. If there's specific issues that you have questions about, we'll be able to go into them deeply. But I need to know if there's interest in that. So if you are interested in going deeper with the stones, then awesome. I look forward to working with you in that. And the date and time will be determined by interest. So I'll be sending out some surveys. You can kind of let me know what days and times work for you. So that's the series, and we'll, like I said, we'll go much more in depth, and it'll go a lot slower. Okay. You can always get started with the Get Stone Starter Kit if you're like, okay, I like this and I want to go deeper. The kit, you can study with me, you can study on your own. That's what's great about this kit. It's $49 plus shipping and handling, and includes your textbook, which is this crystal healing book. It's a thin book. I like it because it gets you started. In fact, the 12 stones that we focused on today come out of this book. This is actually what I got started with. Now I've got a gang more now, but she allows you to almost master these 12 stones. And you get all 12 stones in the kit. There's no way you'll be able to buy all 12 of these stones in the size that I have them with this book for less than about $100. So this is a great deal. So it's $49 plus shipping and handling, which is usually around $6 or so. So about $55 or so, depending on, where you would be coming from. But you can get the starter kit. And which will be great as we go through the series, because you'll be able to you'll follow along. And if you're interested in getting that, you can visit shop.kaniakennedy.com and select the Get Stone Starter Kit. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure there's no questions here in the chat. All right, so just checking. If you are like, all right, this is great, but you've been talking a lot about chakras, I think I'd like to know what's going on with my chakras. I would love to do a chakra reading for you. This is what it looks like. Real simple. I use a pendulum. This is me at an event. And the pendulum just allows me to use, it's energetic. I ask the pendulum about your chakra health. It lets me know. I mark it down. This can actually be done on site or remotely. This lady happens to just be on site. And so it's a great way to find out what's going on with your chakras. So that's $50. And again, you can go to shop.kaniakennedy.com. You can always PayPal or Cash App me. It doesn't matter how you would like to do it. But and we will schedule it. If we're doing it remotely, I do like to at least look at you, because I want you to be able to see what the pendulum is doing. But no, we do not have to be in the same space. So if that's something you'd like to have done, there you have it. I have a Diva Design. This is where I make healing amulets and power jewelry, which combine the power of crystals and essential oils. I didn't really talk a lot about essential oils today, but what's good to know is that essential oils are really powerful plant-based medicine. It's actually, I would say, the most powerful plant-based medicine out there. And so when you combine the energy and the impact that essential oils have directly on what's called your limbic system. A limbic system could also be called your emotional system, because it impacts the way you feel. And when you use essential oils, either for aromatherapy and even topically, it has an immediate impact. So for people who are working through some emotional challenges in particular, as well as some physical challenges, essential oils get the job done. I want you to think about things like Bengay, and when you massage that, or your Tiger Balm on your aching joints, guess what's in Tiger Balm? It's essential oils. It's what makes it so potent. All right. And so you can get a pre-made bracelet or a custom. So pre-made, I have some that are pre-made. It was best way I can say. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to adiva.design. But they have different stones, and so they have a different impact on your chakra. So if we were to do a reading and we realize what chakras we want to start working on, because you don't want to work on too many at once, really one at a time, then you can get a pre-made bracelet that has stones that will impact that chakra system. Or you can get a custom piece made. That's $50. And so you can get your reading. And if you want to get a custom piece, then we do it that way. And again, shop.kaniakennedy.com if that's interesting to you. I'm going to check real quick again to see if we have any questions in the chat. All right. Seeing none, we're going to keep moving. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm also looking in the group, the chat there. So it's possible to ask your questions there as well. You can also get what I call wellness action plan. I mean, working with crystals is great and getting your chakra reading is great. But if you really want sustained wellness, you want to actually begin to transform your lifestyle. And that's what I do with my wellness action plans. All right. In the plan, you'll get a wellness assessment. I'll do a chakra reading. You're going to get a customized product recommendation, like what specific things will make a difference, whether that be herbal, aromatherapy based, flower essences, even crystal wise. You're going to get action steps. So then what steps do you be taking on a day-to-day basis to make a difference? That'll include sometimes affirmations. It'll include exercises, because there's so many different ways. Again, I'm a mind, body, spirit person, but that's included. You'll get an implementation plan. So it's like, do this first, do this second, and really an easy step-by-step, easy to follow plan. And that starts at $99, and it can kind of go up depending on how intense you want it to be. You can also work with me, you guys. Trying to do this kind of work on your own and learn it on your own can be a bit overwhelming. So if you want to make me your coach, you get ongoing support. You have someone to answer your questions. You make it much easier on yourself. And of course, you're going to have fun. So if you're interested in like coaching with me, particularly if you do something like get a wellness action plan, it's nice to have a coach working with you to help you implement the plan, because 9 times out of 10 you'll fall off, and that's okay. You just get back on, and that's what coaches are good for. Packages start for about 90 days, and we go up from there, and they start at about $3.99, and just kind of depending on what you want, it can all be customized. So that's an option. Some of the references we use today, you guys: Crystal Healing by Judy Hall, askangels.com, the Crystal Bible, the Chakra Bible, the Subtle Body, the Awakened Aura, this awesome site I found about Kemetic chakras, sunnyray.org, and colorharmony.com. All right, I'm going to check one more time for questions. Where are we? All right, seeing none. I got a couple of viewers, but no questions. You guys, we are complete. I want to thank you for your time and your attention today. Although this was a complimentary class, love offerings are always welcome. If you got anything of value, you can PayPal me, Smart Sister, or cash me at the Smart Sister. My email address, hello@kaniakennedy.com. Until the next time, I want you to know that energy healing, let me make this a little bit bigger. Energy healing, working with crystals, the chakra system, the emotional body. This work is very powerful. And when you're dealing with chronic illnesses, things like MS, lupus, cancer, depression, rheumatoid arthritis, all of these things that they call chronic illnesses, which they'll say, oh, we don't know how it started, or it's related to dieting. They begin to say now, just recently, that there's a relation to diet. But what about the people who are 100% healthy? They're exercising, they're eating right, but they drop dead of a heart attack, or something else happens, or they get stricken with cancer. What's the reason behind that? What I assert is that the reason lies in the energetic body, in the emotional body, and the mental body. And that in order to treat that, we have to go beyond conventional approaches. I'm working with crystals, doing energetic work, It's very powerful and begins to make the difference. Working with plants and things that are designed to, again, create what I call the conditions for healing. A crystal doesn't actually heal you, but what it can do is help you begin to resonate again at the frequency that's needed for your body to repair itself. I do believe that all healing is divine, but that we are divinely designed. But very often, due to incorrect programming from our society, where we're not learning how to eat well. We're not being taught work life balance. Think about America. We have this thing about work hard, work hard. But I want you to think about other countries where they have siestas, in the middle of the day, they take a nap. And although there's plenty of research to show that that's really good for us and good for our companies, that's not something we adopt here. Why? We don't stop for afternoon tea like they do in England, right? We don't take holiday. We get holidays. If you're lucky, your job might give you a week or two off. But think about other countries, they get like a month holiday because they understand that we all need time to recharge. America's a relatively young country. You guys were a little over 200 years old. And these other nations are ancient and they know better. They know the importance of mind, body, spirit, even if they don't articulate it. You don't find most people in England saying that we stop for high tea for our health and well-being, but they do it because there's an understanding you need to pause sometimes and relax. So the food we eat nourishes our body and helps create the conditions for this machine to heal itself. All right. When we're off energetically or spiritually, sometimes food doesn't isn't enough, and that's where things like meditation, affirmations, and things like crystals and things like essential oils come into play. So it's been my pleasure. It has been my pleasure speaking with you and to you today. And for myself, going through this journey has been a challenge. It hasn't always been fun, but I am appreciative of it, and I am grateful for it because it helps me understand better how to be of service to my community and to the world. If you have any questions about this presentation, even if it's not live, shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to answer. Until then, please be well and stay fabulous. Good night.